I had never seen a machine that came so close to art, and I started to run my fingers along the metal parts, only to snatch my hand away in surprise. I had not expected them to feel warm. I recalled Linza's warning, wait and see. In the center of his back was a small golden plate from which the key hole beckoned between two screws. The plate was stamped with a few lines of tiny letters and a script I couldn't read, the maker's mark, I guessed. I slid the key into the hole with a satisfying click. It almost seemed to turn itself. I needed only give the gentlest nudge for it to make a revolution at first, but it grew more taut as I went, and finally it wouldn't budge. I pulled the key out and stepped back, reaching for the song sheets as he ground to life. I rifled through them, waiting to hear a note. No note came. I looked up. The automaton's hands waved back and forth over the pianoforte, but didn't touch a key. Was he broken? Had I broken him? My heart scurried to a faster rhythm. I came around to see him from the front. His eyes swung up to meet mine, and they stayed there for a long moment. I didn't move. Not the slightest breath left me. His eyes lowered to the keys. His hands jerked as if they fought to defy their nature. They began to play, slowly and deliberately, a simple tune that sounded more and more familiar as it went. A child song I'd heard sung in the streets of Lorimar. "The alphabet?" I whispered. "I don't remember you playing that." He stopped halfway through the melody. His eyes rose again. A grunt came from his throat, while his mouth stayed shut in a closed-lipped smile. I shrieked, colliding with the table as I stepped back. His eyes followed me. He was haunted. All the other girls had been right. My lips trembled so badly I could hardly speak. You spoke. Now my hands trembled too. All of me trembled. I went to the door. All the other girls. And Mr. Perry had sent them away. He hadn't believed any of them. He wouldn't believe me. The automaton must never come alive for him. I had even said to Mr. Perry and Linza both that an automaton couldn't hurt me. Of course, this was before I saw the thing jerk his hands around, before I had heard the anxious grunt escape those sealed lips. The automaton was silent now. It sat erect, eyes swiveled toward me, hands fixed over the keys. Its mechanism still clicked, and it should have had to play, but it wasn't. I took a deep breath and held my hands tight behind me. I had to bite back my fear and keep this quiet from Mr. Perry. He'd send me away like the rest, and I'd have to start over again. I'd have nothing. An automaton couldn't hurt me after all, could it? I smoothed my hands over my skirt again and again, trying to stop their shaking. Heaven protect me. "Are you trying to talk to me?" I said in a whisper. My voice wouldn't go any louder if I wished it. But you can't speak. He began to play the tune again, and he kept grunting, sounding urgent. He was responding to my questions. There really was something intelligent peering at me out from those eyes. "You're trying to tell me you want to communicate through the piano?"